get something up and going really, really well before you kick something else off. I want you to focus your energy when it comes to creating income. Go deep, not just wide, 5 things, 8 things, 12 things, sources of income. Because I get it. You don't want the dependency if something happens, but I want to make sure, again, that you're not distracted and you're surface touching a bunch of different things where you could really be getting to the money in one particular area. So guess what? We are going to get ready for 2025, y'all. Yes, we are going to figure out our plan. We're going to commit to our financial goals for next year because, we're not going to have to get ready. We're going to stay ready, right? So I am so excited to help get ready to guide you into the new year. And thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to another episode of the Thank Me Later Show with me, your host, Jini Thornton, where we help you master your money and transform your life. So the transformation, again, we're going to focus on today, y'all, is getting ready for, the new year, 2025, and all that good energy. So I know a lot of y'all like, ooh, Jesus, we made it through 2024, barely. Because a lot of us are running from something versus running to, right? It's completely different energy. So thank you for being here. If it's your first episode, welcome. If, you have listened to or watched some of my previous content, thank you. I need you to like and subscribe and share and all the things because I promise you somebody needs to benefit from what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about getting ready for 2025, right? So let's talk about getting ready. And so this is the part that nobody ever wants to hear because y'all want to bypass this part. Y'all want to just go ahead on and put together some goals or, some plans or what you want to do or what you want to stop doing. But nobody wants to stop and figure out where they are financially first. Because everyone's like, oh, Jani, that's going to make me sad. I'm going to be depressed. I'm going to be in a funk because y'all are assigning an emotion to where you are. Because I don't care who you are. Most people aren't exactly where they want to be financially. And depending upon your age, that could be really challenging for you. At 20, you might be feeling some type of way about it. If you're like me in your 50s, you're like, ooh, wait a minute. This might be an issue for me. But you have to start there because once you assess where you are, then you know what you need to focus on for 2025 and not just what you want to focus on. Because see, a lot of times there's some things that we're going to naturally pick. That might feel easier. We hear some other people talking about it, but a lot of times we don't want to face or deal with the things that we really, really, really need to focus on. So you need to assess where you are. And I can't give you the list of what to focus on because what you need to do, versus your friends, your siblings, your mates, your coworkers, it could be completely different based on where you are. So think about it like when you go to the doctor or you go to the ER room, what you going to do first? Triage. Because first they got to figure out where you are, blood pressure, height, weight, what you got going on before they get to work. And so determining where you are financially is essentially the same thing. So I want you to be clear, what is your credit score? How much debt are you in? How much money have you saved? What did go really good last year? What are you like, ooh, man, I'm just happy I survived what financially last year? What did you learn financially last year? Are you close to retirement? Where are you? Because if you can't figure out where you are, y'all have heard the analogy before, this isn't new. Like you trying to get to California, but are you starting in Atlanta? You starting in Chicago? You starting in Houston? Where are you starting? Because some things in your life, I'm going to tell you right now, this is me leaning in, are urgent. Some of y'all have some really urgent things you need to pay attention to. Or because if you don't pay attention to them and get focused on them, and these are financial things, they will become urgent. And then they are going to demand your attention and possibly even body slam you. So I need you to don't ignore things because things that are manageable may become urgent just because you're avoiding them. You're absolutely avoiding them. So please don't skip this phase. So please allow yourself to feel how you feel. I'm not going to tell you to pretend that you don't feel bad, sad, depressed, mad, because you could have had a life event, a divorce, a death in your family, something, a business that did not do well. You could have had some battle scars from 2024, and you're like, I barely survived. But you have to know where you are, because that's how you're going to know exactly what to focus on first. It's super important that you do that. So the other thing too is, I need you to take a minute and reflect on some past achievements. Because although maybe you had a phenomenal year, maybe 2024 put you on your butt, but something financially went well. It doesn't have to be that you bought a $10 million house, but maybe you did do something. You accomplished something. Maybe you paid off a credit card bill. Maybe you were able to help somebody in your family. Maybe you able to save a certain amount of money. Whatever it is, I want you to take some time and reflect on that, because that allows you to kind of pat yourself on the back a little bit. And that might give you a little momentum that everything isn't bad. But again, please take some time to do that. Then I want you to define for you what success looks like financially in this part of your life. So, earlier today, I had to record a TV segment, and the executive producer who I was talking to has been in the TV business forever. So she works in Atlanta, 11 Alive, for this show called Atlanta Company. And she was just talking about how, she had been doing a lot of different projects, but this was perfect for her because based on her daughter being a senior in high school, that she really wanted to be intentional and focus on her daughter's senior year. So what I interpreted that to mean is she probably could have taken some other positions, but she needed something. She's in the phase of her life where she needs a tremendous amount of flexibility right now. And so sometimes some of the things that you need to do personally in your life will impact you financially as well. And I've had those seasons too, particularly with my kids. When my youngest son, Cameron, was a senior in high school, I felt like managing him was like a full-time job. Like I needed flexibility. So not that my finances weren't important, but I needed to be able to kind of shift my priorities some. So again, give yourself some grace and be flexible with that. Now listen, everybody's out here talking about having all these, 3, 5, 7, 10 different sources of income. I certainly think it is helpful to have multiple sources of income. But I also want you to think about it this way. I want you to double down on one thing, because I think I've had a lot of success by being focused, like hyper focused on something. People are starting all these different multiple things and they can't manage them, and they're not good at doing multiple things. Get something up and going really, really well before you kick something else off. I want you to focus your energy when it comes to creating income. Go deep, not just wide, 5 things, 8 things, 12 things, sources of income. Because I get it. You don't want the dependency if something happens, but I want to make sure, again, that you're not distracted and you're surface touching a bunch of different things where you could really be getting to the money in one particular area. Okay. So again, income should always be important to us, because certainly the more money you have, provided that you're managing it the right way, the more money you have, certainly it gives you more options. Money is designed to give us options. So just kind of be thinking about that. And listen, you're like, Janai, if you say it one more time, like we're over it. And I know you're like, Janai, you could give me $1,000 for every time that you said it. I need to make sure that you have some discipline around your money. That needs to be one of your money goals. Because see, y'all just want to do what you want to do and not have the discipline. Because, a lot of times, when we become adults, right? You lived in your parents' house, you had to follow all these rules, and then you got real grown and you were able to move out. And now you're trying to make up for all the stuff that you could not do. And some of it you had no business doing, but it's not meant for us to do it all at one time. And it's the same thing with money. It's like, I feel like y'all trying to make up for lost time, missed time. Like, let's just kind of be intentional about what we're going to do for 2025. Don't feel the pressure of having to do 20 things. get hyper focused on one or two particular things that at the end of the year, like you're going to be high fiving yourself, your friends, your family, whomever it is. Please do not overcommit. I don't want you to overcommit. Okay. So I'm excited about your new year for you. And I can't wait to hear what you're going to do. So please let me know. I want you to engage with me on social media. I want to hear what some of your ideas are. You can certainly share them in the comments with us here. But I want to know what you're doing and also your strategy. Like, how are you approaching it? Like, how are you approaching it? And so I know y'all are like, ooh, so Jani, what you focused on for 2025? So I look, I am the question, the thank me later question for the day. And what my priority really has been, probably, I'd say maybe for the last 4 or 5 years. Now that I'm 55, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Y'all, retirement. My husband hates when I say it, but I'm like, listen, I am doubled down and focused on that. So it's not like just how me not working, but I have to financially prepare for that. And so you're like, so how are you doing that? Here's a few things I'm doing, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Number one was I got some retirement mentors. So some people who had already retired, because I want to talk to several people, like, what'd you do right? Would you do wrong? What would you do differently? Because I know some people who retired extremely well, and I know other people who did not go well for them, had to go back to work. Now they got on this really tight budget. That ain't going to work for me, right? So I got some retirement mentors. And then although I'm a money financial person, I started talking to some other people. I needed people to fact check me. So I'm like, I'm too smart or too cute not to get help. So based on what my plan was, I actually met with 2 different people to run it past them to say, hey, you do the math. Tell me what you think. Based on what I'm calculating, do you see what I see? Because you may need help with where you are on your financial journey. So I'm not afraid to get the help. So I got the support that I wanted. And then now it's like, now I know how to get where I need to go, how much money I need to be putting away, and all the other things I need to be doing in my life to prepare, because I got my retirement mentor. So that's just an example. So again, I want to hear your stories. Be intentional. Take some time off to really reflect, have some fun, but get some clarity on what you need or want to do, and then have some time to check in with yourself over the year, because I don't want you to get to this time in 2025 and you're like, ooh, I didn't remember what I said I was going to do, because you lost sight of what was important to you. So have the most amazing holiday season ever, and just be really, really, really intentional about your finances. And listen, if you take some intentional time and do a financial assessment, I know it sounds all fancy, figure out where you are: credit, debt, income, assets, investments, retirement. If you take some time to figure that out, I promise you, you will thank me later. Okay. That is your starting point to get ready for 2025 and thereafter. So again, thank you for engaging with us all year long. If you need more information, you can always follow me on social media at TML Money, at Jani Thornton. And please, please, please subscribe, share, and listen to the rest of our content. And guess what, y'all? I'm going to see y'all next episode.